Hey guys, what's going on? Sorry for the late video. Just wanted to make something really quick later in the day. I know some of these slides have been posted in the post section in Scoreboard Don't Lie's channel. That it's a little bit hard to see sometimes, just the way the image files get compressed. I figured I'd make a video while I had a little bit of time late in the day, and then we still got a little bit of a window before the games start because there's some really nice weather at games today. So huge thanks to Mark for having me out on the channel and kind of convincing me to do this. We've been talking back and forth for like a year, exchanging home run ideas and strategies and different things like that. So figured, yeah, why not take him up on the offer and go for it. And we got some cool stuff cooked up for the NHL coming up this year, which being a Toronto area guy, I love hockey and super excited for that being just around the corner. Anyways, enough babbling, and we'll get on to it. So on the screen right now is just a recap of the leans list that we put out Saturday on the 9th. Ended up 21% of the leans on that list ended up hitting. We had 17 home runs from the names put on the list that day. There's 36 home runs hit in MLB that day, so 17 out of them is about 47% of the daily home runs were kind of put on that leans list. Like, I know it's pretty big, but we're not doing too much to blindly follow and just bet like all these plays, but more as a way of narrowing down guys that we really like and feel have a good opportunity given park conditions, pitching matchup, and different things like that. And then that way, if you don't have a lot of time to do research, it's kind of nice to be able to jump in and kind of take a look at some more narrowed down options that you can look into further in a game that intrigues you. So yeah, this was really cool. We did 81 total guys that were played across all of the games on Saturday. 17 of them hit. So yeah, 21% hit. So it's been a lot of fun kind of doing this. Been in double digits the 3 days we've played the big slates as far as home runs hit for the day of guys that have been mentioned. So really cool and kind of see how this keeps going. Interesting to make a first video, not my forte, new to the whole video game, but happy to give it a go. Anyways, enough of that. Let's just jump right into the slate of games. We got the Phillies playing the Reds in Cincinnati. Taijuan Walker versus Andrew Abbott. As far as Walker, 7 home runs each to left-handed and right-handed batters on the season for the 14. He's given up 1.59 home runs per 9 to the right-handed batters, 1.66 to the left-handed batters. Abbott, 11 of his 13 home runs have come to the right-handed batters, 1.13 home run per 9, and to the righties, and 0.67 to the lefties. So kind of with wins in a nice hitter-friendly stadium, nice weather day, going to left field, targeted a couple righties over there on the Phillies side, and then without saying short was just kind of a nice parlay piece. That is both his odds, even though they're not there, which would be pretty low. But he did look pretty good against the pitch mix if you look to go to a lefty and possibly get one off a bullpen guy if it gets to that point. But specifically for the Phillies side in this game, Trey Turner against the four-seam fastball, he's going to see it 46% of the time. He has an average of 348, a slugging of 630, and a 283 ISO. The changeup that he's going to see the second most at about 20% of the pitch mix, he's got a 259 average. So again, being a right-handed back going against a left-handed pitcher with park and wind conditions, I think at 450 odds, he was a cool one to look at. As far as the Cincinnati guys, Stevenson had a good mix that I like, good right-handed bat. And then Marte and Sierra, I really like their pull percentages again with the way the wind's blowing. So all, I feel, decent options for that game. If we move down to Yankee Stadium, again, great conditions, small ballpark, hitter-friendly ballpark. Wind blowing 9 miles an hour out to left field, so definitely can help righties a bit, but some of the lefties that can get the ball the opposite way and get the ball up in the air, just given the small corners in that stadium. Really good opportunities today. As far as the Twins, Clemens, Larnach, and Lee all hit left-handed. Lee's actually a switch hitter, so if we get into a situation where a lefty from the bullpen comes in, he can flop around to the right-hand side, and then pretty good with the wind blowing that left field corner. So like all those guys, just as far as like pitch mix and just conditions and things like that against Will Warren. 10 of his 12 homers have come to left-handed bats, which is kind of why I targeted the lefties to spike the wind. And then the guy that really stood out for me when I was looking at the Yankees was Trent Grisham. 310 odds, not bad. But against the four-seam, similar to Turner, he's going to see it about 41.5% of the time. He's got a 417 slugging, 204 ISO, specifically on that pitch versus right-handed pitching. And then he's got 5 home runs on the season versus righties against that pitch. Also crushes the changeup pretty good. He's got 4 home runs on that pitch on the season from righties. 308 ISO, 564 slugging, and he'll see that about 15-16% of the time. He's also got a 226 ISO against the slider, and 2 home runs against that pitch. So really like Grisham. He's been hot lately. Hit a couple home runs in the last few games, and swinging a good bat, and then conditions and pitch mix is something I really like today. As far as Pittsburgh, don't generally like anything about them at all. It's pretty self-explanatory if you ever watch Pirates baseball. But with the wind conditions going to left field, left-handed pitcher on the mound, Quintana 6 or 7 home runs to right-handed bats. He's a good righty to kind of go 520. Is not a bad price for him. So McCutcheon's about the only name I would throw out for there. Nothing special stood out about him, but just an option for the Pirates. Contreras and Vaughn all been really good. Turang's been hot of late. Hit 2 home runs in one game the other night, and then another one, I think 2 or 3 games ago. So he's pretty decent. And funny thing about him, more of his home runs definitely come at home in the Milwaukee Park. So at 750 odds, he's been hot. Andrew Haney gives it up to both sides. More to righties, which I like for Contreras and Vaughn, but certainly can be hit from both sides of the plate. So he's definitely a guy that was, once I saw his name on the starting pitcher list, was a guy I wanted to probably target, given the conditions that were pretty favorable today with increased 27% chance of home runs in that park. Next slide, we got James Wood and Riley Adams just as options from the Washington Nationals. Don't really like Kauffman Stadium in general. It's just a big park. Not a lot of home runs hit there in general. Yeah, Wood and Adams are just kind of power bats. Wood snapped his drought from the home run derby and the break from the All-Star break, so see if he can kind of come around and maybe put one up against Falter. A lot of Falter's pitches come to right-handed bats, so when it comes to the Nationals, those are a few far between, pretty slim pickings. So Riley Adams, we hit him the other day actually, and then he's at 560 odds today. And then with the wind blowing out of Kauffman, he's an option, but I wouldn't be advising anyone to jump on Washington guys today and in this park in general. As far as the Kansas City Royals go, liked both Pasquantino and Yastrzemski at 600. Wind blowing out to their pull side. They both looked decent against the pitch mix, and they both had some home runs lately, so seeing the ball well. Sal Perez also has awesome ISO and slugging numbers against the pitch mix he's going to see tonight. So from a right-handed bat perspective, not a bad option for the Royals. Going into Detroit, and the White Sox get another one of those really good weather games. Wind blowing out to the left field side, more kind of across from center to left as opposed to like in. Carpenter and Green look absolutely unbelievable against the pitch mix. This guy's only going to, even small sample size, but he only throws 2 pitches, a slider and a sinker. And Carpenter and Green crushed them both. Both had home runs yesterday. Both been, Carpenter especially, been good at the plate, so really like him. Torkelson's another good option, again, with the conditions to the left field side, to his pull side. And again, he had decent numbers versus the pitch mix that he'll see, and always a good option for the Tigers. Cashed him many times this year, so when there's an opportunity to play Torkelson, don't mind doing so. And then Montgomery and Benintendi, just left-handed bats I targeted against Paddock for the White Sox. Montgomery's been absolutely on fire since he came up from the minors. I didn't know who he was about 2 or 3 weeks ago, but certainly do now. 420 odds, don't mind that at all too. So he's of the 2 White Sox guys, he'd be the one if you're going to play that. Anyone from the White Sox, I'd lean more towards of the 2. Moniak and Goodman both looked amazing in the Cardinals game against Michaelis as far as head up against the pitch mix. Michaelis loves to give up home runs. 13 to left-handed bats, 8 to right-handed bats, but again, both guys an option from each. Moniak being the lefty, Goodman being the righty, but matched up very well to the pitch mix. And wind blowing out at Busch Stadium, which is always a little helpful. Again, another one with a big outfield. As far as the Cardinals, Chase Dollander was giving it up early in the year, serving up batting practice and cashing tickets all over the place. So great to see him back on the mound. Hopefully he's a little bit rusty, and Burleson, Contreras, or Gorman, or all of them can help knock some of that rust off him. Really like the Contreras. He's been hitting well to his pull side with the wind going out, but Burleson and Gorman are good lefty options as well. Nothing really stands out in the Arizona-Texas game. You got Ryan Nelson, Nate Eovaldi. Neither one of them particularly give up a ton of home runs. So Marte and Carroll just, two left-handed bats. If Eovaldi is going to give up a home run 80% of the time, it's to a left-handed bat. So Marte and Carroll are the only guys you can trust or even really name on the Diamondbacks now. This is the trade deadline, so those would be the guys to play for Arizona. If it was me, I'm probably not playing anything against Eovaldi personally. Then Josh Young, Wyatt Langford, two right-handed options, and then Corey Seager's a left-handed option for Texas. Again, Nelson doesn't give up too much, so I'm probably staying off this game myself, but just wanted to list a few guys for anyone interested in playing that game. Then moving on to the Battle of Los Angeles. I got the Dodgers at the Angels. Pretty good hitting park, green weather, wind blowing out. Love to see it. Yamamoto, 7 of his 10 homers have been to right-handed bats, 1.06 homer per 9. So definitely targeting the righties for the Angels. A couple of them were pretty hot lately in Adele and Trout, just as far as hitting the ball well. Trout looked fantastic versus the pitch mix today. Joe Adele's been on fire. I think he's got home runs in 3 of the last 4 of the last 6, something like that. And then I like Neto versus the pitch mix that he was seeing. Again, just another righty to kind of go up against Yamamoto if you like that game and are targeting the Angels. As far as Soriano, he doesn't really give much up at all as far as home runs. I don't usually bet much against him. 8 home runs on the season, 4 to each side of the plate. Only a .53 home run per 9 though. So maybe they get to him with some hits. Maybe they get some runs on the board. Maybe an early home run. Who knows? Chase him and get a chance to rock the bullpen a little bit. But steered with the lefties. They've all been hot for the Dodgers. Muncy, Ohtani, and Freeman. Really like their chances. Just they've all been pretty hot. Probably Muncy's my favorite out of all of them. Just the Ohtani odds are pretty low. So again, similar to Schwarber's situation, he's a good parlay piece if there's one or two other guys you feel confident looking for like that third leg that you feel might be a for sure with odds like that. Machado and Devers in the San Diego Giants game. Personal rule, I never bet anything at this park. Beautiful to look at, terrible to bet home runs in. Machado, 630 odds. He looked good against the pitch mix. So if you're going to do it, he's probably the guy from the Padres I would go for. But again, I'm staying off this game. Minus 24% in that park. Logan Webb on the mound. Nothing to really like there. The Padres and the Red Sox series did not impress me as far as power numbers, and just kind of the Padres deserve a timeout, and it's nice to see them in San Francisco to give them their justly earned timeout. Then as far as the Giants, Devers has been hot. Darvish throws a bunch of pitches, so yeah, I don't know. Devers would be my pick, just righty versus lefty guy, wind blowing out. Maybe he continues his hot streak if I was going to play anything on the Giants. Moving on to a game I do like, the Rays and the A's, both two teams very well versed in playing in minor league parks this year, so nothing crazy there. But Pepio, 15 of his 24 home runs to right-handed bats, 1.89 homer per 9 to the righties, 1.29 to the lefties, so he can get touched up. Springs, 19 of his 22 home runs to right-handed bats, so 1.68 home runs per 9 to the righties, just shy of 1 at .94 to the left-handed bats. Caminero, again, been heating up recently. Morales, another good right-handed power option for Tampa if you're looking to kind of go for a right-handed power bat against Springs. But my favorite from that was probably Diaz. When I looked at the pit mix, looked just fantastic. He had wind blowing to his pull side at 9 miles an hour out to left, righty-lefty matchup, really like Diaz as far as a guy from the Rays. With the A's, all 3 of these guys, they look good versus the pitch mix. Rooker's finally kind of snapped out of his slump since the home run derby. Kurtz is definitely due since that 4 home run game and not hit one since in Houston. But again, he looked great versus the mix. He definitely put 3 of those 4 home runs in Houston to the opposite side. So against Pepio, wind blowing that way, Kurtz can definitely go opposite side of the field. And this is a pretty good situation for him to break that streak of getting nothing since the Houston game. But favorite guy in this one, it's got to be Shea Langeliers. He's just been absolutely on fire. Absolutely on fire the last couple weeks. Love it. Love what I'm seeing versus the pitch mix. Love the wind blowing out in the small field to his power side. The odds definitely reflect the success he's had lately, but if you want to ride a hot bat and a guy with like good numbers, especially with Pepio giving up more homers to righties than lefties, Langley is a great option today, I feel, personally. And then the last game, it would have been in time order, but I realized it wasn't even on there at first. Not much to say about Crochet. Don't usually bet against them. Had a great season. If you did want to bet against him, it's nice that in this park he's a lefty. 3 Houston righties that we've hit home runs on in the last few days in that Yankees series. With that short left field wall, you got to get it up in the air, but it's definitely shorter if you can get it over right down the line. So to target the righties, Altuve, Correa, and Pena would be the guys I'd look for. Pretty good odds at like 560, 750, and 830 on them, but that sort of reflects how good Crochet's been this year. Touching on Altuve as the right-handed bat, just to focus on in that game, 263 average, 737 slugging, 474 ISO, and 3 homers versus the four-seam fastball, which he'll see 42% of the time. 333 average against the cutter. He'll see that the second most. Like I said, he hit a couple home runs in the Yankees series. Been swinging a good bat, short wall, so at 560 and pretty great numbers against the pitches that he's going to see the most. He might be the guy to go for if you're looking for a Houston bat. Then Bregman, just familiarity with that park from playing in Houston so long. He's a guy I would go with as far as a right-handed bat, again, to that pull side with the shorter wall. Trevor Story, similar thing, pull side, short of the wall, really just kind of a batter to park matchup there. There's not much info on this pitcher from Houston. He's only thrown a few innings, so not much to really go off of there. And then just as far as a left-handed bat option, he signed his big contract, probably looking to prove himself a little bit. Maybe Roman Anthony at plus 560 isn't a bad option. It's just a kind of dark horse pick to have a home run in this one. But just wanted to cover a bunch of these games. I know the slides, like you said earlier, super blurry sometimes, just hard to see. So figured we had some time. I know it's a little bit late, but hopefully the video gets out and can help a few people with a little additional information if you're making some picks down the line for this one, and just kind of getting off work and settling in for the day and seeing what you kind of like about games to target. So you see down the middle, they're all kind of color-coded with the percent, either positive or negative, of just the way the weather outlook looks for today. When you saw that post from kind of Ballpark Pal that Mark shares on the Scoreboard channel all the time. Yeah, there's some good games on there. There's some really good pitchers. There are some guys that I don't usually go against, some parks that I don't usually like, but like I said, we set out to make this list just to kind of track what's going on, give 2 or 3 guys when possible in a game to help people with research and see if anyone finds any of this beneficial. It's just like little extra pitcher info and things like that we got on there. So yeah, that said, again, really appreciative to have hooked up with Mark. We've been talking back and forth for the last year, just chatting about home runs, home run strategy, a bunch about NHL. So we're really excited for what that's going to bring kind of come October when the season kicks off, and mid-October when we see how teams are doing it into November. Really see, for anyone unfamiliar with hockey, line mate, teammate stacks, the way to go for points, sometimes isolating on hot power plays. Guys that play together on the regular lines, but also see a lot of time together on the number 1 or 2 power play unit, all these kind of different things. But we'll get into that closer to hockey season. Good luck to everyone with any plays today. Appreciate the opportunity to be on this channel. It's a super cool thing. I'll get more comfortable with the videos and come out of my shell a bit more, I'm sure. But just wanted to get this info out there. So that said, moving on. And we just want to get out there today, guys. Purge the mound, purge the books, get some of that money back, and good luck. We'll talk to you soon. Cheers.